Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Thank you again for being here. Yes, just a recap. Last episode, we talked about me, rising up. Wow, very poetic. Rising up from being broke. And some of my memorable experience in the city of love. If you want to check it out, that is in episode 4. You can check it out now or after this episode. And yes, in this episode, we are diving into one of the most unforgettable horror franchises that haunted my younger years. Yes, the Final Destination movie. With 5 movies already out and a brand new one coming out, Final Destination Bloodlines, I figure out it's the perfect time to revisit the series that made me suspicious about everything. From roller coaster to tan beds to a coffee cup. And dami. So all of the 5 films are good, but I'll be ranking them here just for fun. And since this franchise is all about death, not a killer, not a monster, but death itself, I also want to take a moment to reflect on what that really means. How do we make sense of death? Can we talk about it in a very positive way? Yes, let's get into it. The movies, the madness, and the mystery of what it means to face the end. Hello, everybody, again. This is Everything Anything Podcast. My name is Aaron. This is a new podcast about life, stories, people, everything and anything that makes us think. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the family. And thank you for joining me on this adventure. Yes. I've always been a big Final Destination fan. Like, I sit down before when I was young. I sit down, I would watch part 1 to part 3. Binge watch ko yun. And at some point, like, if bored ako, yun yung comfort movie ko. Like, also, it's my bonding time with my sister, my cousins. Sometimes, one weekend, we would gather sa bahay ng isang cousin namin in the evening or in the afternoon and manonood lang kami ng different movies, especially mga horror movies. And one of them, of course, will always be the one movie or the 2 movies or the 3 movies ng Final Destination. Kaya growing up, love ko talaga yung horror films because also of the influence of my family. Okay, so first, I just want to tell you guys that this isn't one of those, super serious. This is not a film critic deep dive on, or like that, I just thought that it would be fun to rank the Final Destination movies based on, vibes only, like how they hit me when I first watched it to what I'm feeling about these movies now. So again, if you're expecting a detailed cinematography breakdown or a plot structure analysis or a script analysis, this is not it. Okay, this is not that video. This is just, straight up gut feeling. This is just nostalgia and maybe just a little trauma from seeing so many people die in the movie. Yeah. So let's go. Let's rank the Final Destination movies. Okay, so on my 5th spot, coming in at number 5 is Final Destination 2. Okay, I know this one has the legendary road accident scene, and yes, it was crazy. It was wild, mga lugs flying, mga cars flipping. I'd say iconic also. But honestly, I just haven't rewatched this one as much as the others, and siguro, I don't know, somehow the characters really just didn't click sa akin at that time, and even now, again, di ko siya na-rewatch for a while. So, yes, siguro may mga remember ako na iconic deaths, yes, medyo maganda yung mga deaths, but I don't know, parang again, I wasn't really rooting for anybody or was devastated when they die. It's just that, okay, it's a movie, it's a second movie of a really good concept na movie, which is the Final Destination one. Still fun, still ridiculous, But yes, for me, again, di talaga ako connected sa mga characters ng movie na to. And at the same time, hindi ko siya talaga na-rewatch. Okay? That's number 5. Now, let's move on to Final Destination, or to the fourth Final Destination, to the rank 4 in this Final Destination ranking, and that's Final Destination 4. Yes, 444. Okay, Final Destination 4, aka the Final Destination 3D, yung hinype nila na 3D daw. I don't know, for me that was a bit rough. Out of all the movies, to me, ito yung my worst na CGI in the entire series. And, especially, like, to something that the premise really revolves around death or dying. Siyempre, we're looking for over the top na death scene. But here, I don't know, everything looked a bit fake. And I remember when I saw the making of the movie, sabi dun was many of the parts of the premonition scene was made using practical effects, and then I don't know what happened, like they layered it with really bad CGI, so like medyo okay. Even the Detsu, yung isa lang na remember ko from this one is the pool scene. The pool death scene, yung hinigop siya sa pool. Oh my goodness. But other than that, I don't know. I can remember na medyo forgettable yung mga deaths dito. Medyo cool yung racing track. That's cool. But I don't know. Other than that, wala na talaga ako ma-remember na deaths. So that's the reason why nilagay ko siya sa number 4. Yes, may potential, pero medyo na-enjoy ko siya somehow, pero looking at it now, medyo okay. Medyo fake yung mga CGI. So, sige, pang number 4 ka. Okay, next is number 3. Number 3 in my rank is the Final Destination 5. Now this one. Third in my rank. Somehow, it surprised me. Syempre, medyo messy yung fourth movie. So, syempre, di na ako nag-expect much on this new movie. But really, this one came with some really solid creative deaths. And, wow, the concept of the bridge. Like, easily for me, one of the best openings in the whole franchise. Super intense, super well done. Definitely iconic. For me, siguro yung, yung parang head, yung isang head, ng company when diba it's about the company like on the road trip. And I remember yung premonition scene na parang naulaan siya ng asfalto. Yeah, well, he was hanging on a railing something. And siguro maybe it helps also. Well, that to me is like super unforgettable. Sobrang init na asfalto. Parang I don't know, it fell or something happened kasi nagano yung bridge and then naulaan siya and then oh my god, na I don't know what the term is pero na ano yung mga skin niya, grabe. Really creative on that one. And also maybe it helped also na it's the most recent one, so syempre mas decent yung and also what I love most is the plot twist and the ending. Oh my goodness. If you know, you know. Amazing. And honestly, this one could have ranked higher. But the only reason it's number 3, it's because the next two movies are just simply untouchable. So yeah, Final Destination 5, solid comeback, great kills, creative setup, but still not quite on the top 2 tier. Okay, number 2. Let's give it to the OG, Final Destination 1. Yes, Final Destination 1. This is where it all began. This set the tone. This introduced us to the rules and gave us a flight 180. A flight that no one will ever forget. And even now, even now. And if you've seen the movie, you can't sit on a plane without thinking about it. Just sometimes you close your eyes and hear a weird sound and ask yourself, oh, am I gonna die now? Diba? I'd say it's not the movie with the best deaths, but for me, on when it was made, it was 2000. For me, at that time, those kills were just smart, were original, and just simply unsettling, and just it made you think of the idea of dying really possible, and it can also be like very traumatic in a way, very, very wild and crazy. And that's just what's stuck in all of us now. So yeah, Final Destination earns its spot. It's iconic, it's nostalgic, it's the blueprint. But as much as I love it, there's still one movie that tops it for me. And of course, you guys know already the final number one, Final Destination 3. Yes, the chaotic roller coaster of love. Final Destination 3, roller coaster of love. Hanggang ngayon, I keep on, I still can't forget that song. And of course, the tanning bed death alone is really, has really burned in pop culture history until today. It was over the top, brutal. But somehow, you think of like, okay, brutal siya, over the top, but it's creatively done. It's so stylish in a weird way. And that roller coaster premonition idea, one of the most genius setups in the entire franchise. You take something already anxiety inducing, a roller coaster, and crank it up to an actual nightmare fuel. Plus the idea of using those creepy photos as, as a clue. Super good, super fun, super messed up. And out of all of the movies, this one to me feels like the most iconic. I know even my sister, I'd say if I ask her on this one, I would say that this will be her number one also. And it's one for sure that people remember. And Final Destination 3 is chaotic, stylish, and simply unforgettable, which is exactly why it's my number one. Okay, now after watching all of these movies and reliving the chaos, the ridiculous deaths, and the never-ending paranoia, I couldn't help really but think, what is death actually trying to teach us in these movies? Like, yeah, we watch it because of the kills, because of the gory scenes, but you really, underneath all the madness, there's kind of like a running theme in every Final Destination movie. And really, the death is inevitable. But the way we live, the choices we make, the moments we ignore, the things we take for granted, that's what really matters. Those things really do matter. Every character gets a second chance in the movie, and almost none of them know what to do with it. Syempre, nagpanic sila. They're trying to outrun fate. They were daming nag-breakdown. And in the end, death still found them. So if you know that your life will end, which we all know that our life will end at some point, will you stress about it on when it will end or how it will end? Or are you gonna make the time that you have in this world, are you gonna make it count? Of course, when we first watched these movies, especially as kids or as teens, when you were thinking, syempre, wow, this franchise, we're not really thinking of like, okay, this franchise will teach me something. No, we weren't really thinking about that. We were thinking about the crazy deaths, the unpredictable invisible forces, diba? It was entertaining, it was chaotic. But now looking back at it, there's actually some real stuff hiding all the madness, diba? Each Final Destination movie is basically a reminder that life is fragile, that you never really know when your time is up. And it's not just about avoiding death, it's about what you do with your time before it comes. And that's the thing, the characters who tried to appreciate life, who tried to connect, who stopped and actually lived for a second, they usually lasted longer. And the ones who were reckless or just didn't care about the warnings and just coasted through their second chance, they got snatched really quick. Final Destination right now, I think, teaches us that you can't control when you go, but you can control how you live. You can choose to slow down, appreciate people more, stop running from the things that scare you, and that's what makes death less of a villain and more of like a mirror, a reflection. And life isn't about control, you know. In fact, the more we try to control everything, the more we forget how to actually live. Really, living happens in chaos, in the unknown, in the everyday moments that we usually just simply take for granted, right? And maybe that's just what death is really saying in this movie. You don't get to choose the ending, but you get to choose the story. So remember the meaning, find joy in the little things, and really live like every moment matters. Now it's your turn. What's your favorite Final Destination movie, and has a series ever made you think or pause and think about life a little differently? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And if you loved and enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We cover a wide range of topics on this channel, diving into each one with thoughtful reflections. Follow and subscribe again on Everything Anything on Instagram and YouTube at Everything Anything Online. We're also on Facebook. Just search for Everything Anything. And if you want to catch the full episode, you can stream this one on Spotify. Just search for Everything Anything Podcast. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe and please stay alive.